Welcome back in. Stuart Kaplan with more on this case that we've been following, a multi-state case, a very complicated one that's gaining more ground and more traction as time goes on, but time is of the essence.
Absolutely. You know, Stuart, thanks for staying with us. So many twists and turns in this case. We got that new photo, that image at the Wawa store of Gary Levin walking into that Wawa store. When those video clips or images, photographs start appearing in cases like this, they're crucial. What do you as investigators look to glean out of those images?
Well, when you look at that photo, obviously what's missing is certainly there would be other photographic evidence available to law enforcement, to include photos of where his car was parked. Generally speaking, I think we could all assume there was video surveillance directed at where the gas pumps would be. One of the first things we would want to do is identify his vehicle and see whether or not Gary Levin was alone, or was there someone in his car at the time he stopped off in Boynton Beach to fill up. So that's very, very important. If he left that gas station by himself, really the question becomes, when did this trip to Okeechobee become interrupted? When did Gary Levin, come into contact with someone that obviously we now know for sure he was separated from his vehicle? That's at best what we know right now. And so that's what law enforcement is trying to do, is to figure out where and when he came into contact with someone, and whether or not this person happens to be the same person who is now arrested, this individual Flores. Is this person Flores, who somehow was picked up in the Delray Beach area? Or did this encounter happen somewhere in between Boynton Beach and Okeechobee, or something beyond Okeechobee? That is what the unknown is. But I will suggest to your viewers, I think law enforcement has some of that information. They're just keeping it tight to the vest right now.
Let's stay with Flores, Stuart, right now. Most people don't know he had a parole violation in North Carolina already. There was a warrant out for him prior to last night's arrest. He's got multiple charges in North Carolina, multiple charges in Florida right now. Why is he not being charged for any crimes right now to Gary Levin's case, which is active right now with FDLE?
You know, and I know it sounds crazy, but if Gary Levin doesn't come forward and say he was not authorized to use his vehicle, at this point, without any sort of additional evidence, we couldn't even charge him with the unauthorized use of someone else's car. We couldn't even charge him with stealing Gary Levin's car. I know that sounds crazy and preposterous, but that's the real world that law enforcement has to operate in. And so they are trying to connect and put the pieces of the puzzle together to be able to establish and collect circumstantial evidence, because I assume there's no eyewitness that's going to come forward and tell us what exactly happened. And through circumstantial evidence, we want to try to be able to then identify who ultimately is responsible for Gary Levin's disappearance, or worst case scenario, unfortunately, for the homicide.